Hey guys, Brook Potter here. I woke up feeling rather inspired this morning after a friend of mine told me all about some of the disastrous things that are going on in the Hollywood and the television space. And because of the Kung flu and the virus and other things like that, a lot of these production houses are going through a bit of turmoil. And I thought it'd be fun to list basically the 4 or 5 franchises, sci-fi adventure franchises that basically are done for me. I'm not going to be watching pretty much anything else with these series. And a lot of it has to do with the whole go woke, get broke, or what is it? Get woke, go broke filming, and how this progressive intersectionality has completely destroyed some of the best sci-fi adventure franchises that are out there. Now, for anybody who's been watching the 10K Run podcast, Amos and myself have had numerous discussions on a couple of these things. We did an entire episode based on the storytelling of the new Star Trek series called Picard, and how it really should be renamed Women Screaming at Old White Male to better accurately depict it. But yeah, may as well start without the spoiler, which would be basically anything that Alex Kurtzman is doing with the Star Trek franchise. I'm kind of done with it. For those of you who don't know, I tried to watch Star Trek Discovery. Michael Burnham is the lead character in this whole thing, and I did not like this kind of progressive type of ideology that came into it, where Michael Burnham has basically rewritten the history of a lot of the characters, where every great character, from Spock to Pike and all of these things, owes their greatness to some woman in the past. And beyond that, I don't like the Mary Sue, where, these just fantastic, perfect women never have any kind of character growth, never have any kind of hero's journey. They're just kind of, brilliant out of the box, and, they only overcome obstacle by becoming stronger. This was the problem with Captain Marvel, amongst many others. Now, some people are going to go out there and scream, misogyny, I hate women and all this other nonsense. No, in fact, I love women. I love women when they're written properly. Some of my favorite franchises includes that of like Aliens. Kill Bill is probably one of the greatest action adventure series, part 1 and part 2, again with Uma Thurman as the lead character. I enjoyed The Hunger Games. I even enjoyed Divergence. It got a little weird going on, but yeah, I like the story. Alita Battle, was it Battle Angel? Yeah, I think that was what it's called. The original Terminator, again, Sarah Connor. I mean, these are iconic films, and many of them had female leads, including the Lara Croft series. Angelina Jolie was pretty kick-ass in a lot of her roles. So yeah, this idea that, I just hate women and all this other kind of stuff. Come on, man. I like women that are written well, and I like to see the hero's journey. I don't care what sex or gender or sexuality or anything kind of thing like that. I like to see people overcoming challenges, to become the hero that people need. And a lot of these modern renditions just don't have that. These women come perfect right out of the box. And that leads me into my second series that I'm kind of done with at this point, which was basically Star Wars. The Last Jedi basically did it in for me. I mean, Luke was such the optimist and such a positive person and individual that he was looking at his father, Darth Vader, and spoilers for anybody who didn't know. And, you know, in spite of everything that Darth Vader had become, he still had hope that there was just, you know, a sliver of good still left in his father. And, you know, of course, it is the whole redemption arc of Anakin Skywalker, which was Darth Vader. And for how they've written Luke and all of these other characters, basically Rian Johnson destroyed a lot of, you know, the goodwill of the whole story arc and stuff like that. And the character of Rey, again, Mary Sue, no training, just, you know, powerful with the Force, you know, able to, you know, hold her own in all of these sword fights against, Kylo Ren, and with no development, no training, none of these different types of things. Again, I'm not interested. There's no hero's journey. There's no growth, and there's no character development. And basically what they did to Luke, where, you know, apparently he witnessed all of this darkness in his nephew, and, you know, again, he saw, you know, a sliver of light in his dad, but he couldn't see a sliver of light in his nephew, and he tried to kill his nephew. I was like, no, how they've written this character is absolutely terrible. And I have not seen the last installment, Skywalker Rising or whatever. I know all about it. I've read some of the screen rants and stuff like that. I will not subject myself to this garbage at the end of the day. And it's not because Rey is a woman and all this other thing. It's just because it's a shit story. You've basically destroyed, you know, the first 6 stories of Star Wars to try and make this story fit, and it doesn't. And in fact, from the rumors I hear, that Lucas Studios is basically trying to retroactively remove the last 3 episodes. They're going to do some kind of, you know, alternate universe sort of thing to try and salvage the Star Wars franchise. So yeah, that's something I'm done with. I did like The Mandalorian. That was good. Again, you know, taken away from Kathleen Kennedy and these kinds of things. This is, I think, was it John something did this one. He did a very good job with it. But as for the movies, I'm done. I'm done with these types of feminist, you know, kind of perfect women are perfect, all men are nonsense. That whole scene in the second, the Skywalker, sorry, The Last Jedi, where they go off to the rich planet and they go and free the animals, and, you know, oh, you know, all these rich capitalists are bad and stuff like that. All of that side arc that had no point at the end of the day, none of that actually added to the story. It was just complete diversion. No, I'm done. You know, just to show that, you know, flying off the cuff men, bad, you know, you must listen to blue-haired women or purple-haired women kind of thing who turn out to be the hero. And it's just bad writing. It's bad storytelling, and I'm kind of sick of it. So yeah, that would be the second franchise that I'm kind of done with at the end of the day. Going on to that, of course, Doctor Who. Now, to be fair, Doctor Who is getting pretty bad with its writing, probably from the second part of Capaldi's run. I think he did 3. So from about the time Capaldi got in, the writing started to get really bad. You know, he did this rant against capitalism, and he made these kind of off-the-cuff comments like, you know, the future is female, and he's like, we could only hope, and all this other kind. So you started to see the increep of this, you know, feminist propaganda and this intersectionality into Doctor Who. I liked Doctor Who. I liked the original series. I liked the reboot from 2005 with Christopher Eccleston. Yeah, I've enjoyed the series. And again, it has nothing to do with a female doctor. It's just the writing is garbage. I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes of the new Doctor played by Jodie Whittaker, and it was just monotonous. It was drawn out. It was lecturing. You know, she's always lecturing to the men, and of course the women, you know, are all perfect for some reason, and there's no story. I stopped watching. I was like, this is boring as hell. I'm not interested. And for the last series, I didn't follow up with it at all. I think, what are they on? Season 13 or whatever. I'm just done. I'm not interested in being lectured to. And yeah. So Doctor Who is definitely another one that I'm kind of done with at this point. The next franchise that I'm pretty much done with at this point is Terminator. I did not go to see the last Terminator movie. Now, to be fair, Terminator got pretty weird after the third one. The first and the second are iconic. The second one, of course, makes, you know, one of the best sequels to a sci-fi adventure that has probably ever been made. It did not need a follow-up, but, you know, Hollywood's cranking out all the money it can. When I saw this last one with the return of Sarah Connor and what they've done to I can't remember the John Connor, right? And just destroying that whole arc and retconning the entire thing. Not interested. Didn't go to see it, and especially when I saw the comments from some of the directors who are again bashing the fans and claiming the misogyny and all these different types of things. No, I'm not going to spend my money to be lectured to, and I want entertainment. I don't want to be talked down to, evil men and all this other types of stuff. So unfortunately, because I really liked Terminator. Terminator was pretty cool. Arnold Schwarzenegger in his iconic role, it defined the generation of, these sci-fi films and stuff like that. And again, we got character development in the early Sarah Connor film. She goes from this kind of whimsical teenager, just want to have fun, and she grows up in the story arc. And by time Terminator 2 had come up, she'd buffed up and she'd gotten, all strong and all these other types of things. Again, I loved Terminator 2 and I love what they did with the character. So I'm not against strong women, right? But what they've basically come back and done and try to make it all, the feminist push and, the feminist protagonist for the sake of feminism and all this other types of things. Not interested. Now the last series that I'm kind of also done with, and I'm probably not going to watch any more of it, would have been Supergirl on the CW. Now when Supergirl first came out, I think it was on CBS when it first came out. I quite enjoyed the first season. It was very clever. They really cast her properly. They did, they were good villains and good play with the boss. What was it? Cat something. I can't remember the name right now. The franchise was not renewed on on CBS. CW bought it out and they continued it on their channel. And then it started to get very progressive. Her sister turned out to be a lesbian, and then there was like inter-alien human dating, and they were just pushing all of these agendas. I got through season 2 reluctantly. Then by season 3, it was just too weird, and there were so many Trump references, and there were so many political messages kind of thrown into it. I kind of stopped watching after season 3. And again, I do not watch TV and movies to be lectured to, and this is something I don't know. Hollywood just can't help themselves. I watch it for escapism. I'm currently watching Stargirl. I thought, Stargirl is going pretty good, man. I know it's eventually going to, blossom into the Justice Society of America kind of thing, but it's playing up very well. I think, you got all your diversity there, and so far I'm quite liking it. They're dealing with some, pretty teenaged issued problems that you'd expect amongst young people in this time and stuff like that. I quite like Stargirl. Again, it's a female lead. I'm interested to see where that goes. But again, it's because it's actually showing the hero's journey. It's actually showing development, progress. She's got to learn how to, deal with her powers, and they've got to do some training and stuff like that. She's been overpowered. She's had to grow as an individual, and that is what makes a good story. A story is not a good one unless it's got some kind of adversity or some kind of challenge. You look at all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's pretty much a formula at this point. There's the dropping out of the sky without a parachute kind of thing. And then you're confronted with a villain, you're overpowered. They've got to find the strength and the will to kind of, go on and overcome, and they got to get stronger or whatever the case might be. And then, they're victorious at the end. That's kind of the hero's journey. And none of these kind of action sci-fi films have done that. Now, it's not always that. I really enjoyed the sci-fi movie Contact. I think it was Jodie Foster. Yeah, I think that's her name. It was an intellectual thing, and it was about, they got this radio signal out of space, and they got to build this device, and, she's trying to convince people to fund it, and it really was like a faith movie. It was like, she had this experience for so many hours. There was no evidence to back it up. Everybody thought, it was just a scam and all this other types of stuff. And she's had this very unique experience that, she just expects people to have to take on faith kind of thing. Brilliant movie. And she was the lead in that. And, very interesting sci-fi. I liked Arrival, again, female lead. this thing shows up and, she's trying to decipher and communicate with these alien beings that are very different to humans. Yeah, so again, it can be done well with good storytelling and writing. But it seems right now that the entertainment industry is more interested in pushing an agenda, pushing political messages, than actually doing what we're basically asking them to do, which is to entertain us. Take us away from the politics, take us away from all the lecturing, and so we could switch our brains off for half an hour to an hour or 2.5 hours, whatever the case might be, to be entertained. So yeah, those are the franchises that I'm pretty much done with at this point. I don't own a TV. I watch things via streaming and stuff like that, so I don't watch any of these TV shows live anymore anyway. But yeah, nonetheless, I do, if I do get the chance, I do like some good entertainment, and sadly in recent times that has been lacking. But yeah, if you disagree with me, that's fine. You can put your comments below. You want to call me a sexist, misogynist, trapped in the 1950s, whatever, whatever the isms that you feel free. You can leave those in the comments too. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. And of course, as always, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.